I'm Technical Sales Representative for the TMA Products at 3DHISTECH. Today, I will show you our TMA products, our tissue microarrayers with PCR function. If you cannot hear us, please indicate at the chat window anytime during this webinar. First of all, I would like to present you the basic TMA workflow. The first step of the workflow in the case is the case selection. First, the pathologist has to mark a relevant area on the glass slide. Then the pathologist should find the same area on the donor block. After this, the tissue core could be extracted from the donor block and can be inserted to the recipient block. In the end, you will have a full TMA block with carefully selected tissue samples. This TMA block can be sectioned and stained for immunohistochemistry or for fish. During this TMA workflow, our tissue microarrayers integrate nicely with other 3DHISTECH products. For example, if you have one of our digital slide scanners, you can scan the glass slide. The scanned digital slide has several advantages. In the TMA's point of view, the big advantage is that our TMA Control software is able to overlay the scanned and annotated digital slide with the donor block image. The digital slides could be opened from local hard drive or from our case center server application. At the end of this workflow, you can use our image analysis softwares to analyze your TMA slide. For example, you can use TMA module for manual scoring, or you can use our quantification softwares for immunohistochemical stainings or for fish quantification. As you probably already know, the world population continues to grow and age, so the burden of cancer will inevitably increase. Health costs are expanding, so efficiency and cost reduction are vital. The cutting and staining of histological slides is time-consuming, and antibodies and probes are costly. The solution to this challenge is the implementation of tissue microarray in biomedical research and in routine diagnostics. The TMA technique has several advantages. For example, you can put several hundred specimens on one slide. Because of this, you can offer standardized conditions for all your samples during the staining process. In the meantime, you can save time, reagent, tissue, slides, workforce, and a lot of money. You can make a tissue microarray with a manual kit. The manual TMA creation is a hard and slow process, and in the end of this process, you will get a low quality and low density TMA. There are on the market different semi-automated tissue microarrayers too. These machines have software-aided TMA design and also help the user in positioning, but the actual punching and insertion has to be done manually. You can imagine that with constant need for manual intervention, the semi-automated TMA creation is not quite fast. Our company produces fully automated tissue microarrayers. Our flagship TMA product is the TMA Grandmaster. We also have a smaller machine called TMA Master. The TMA Grandmaster is a high-throughput machine, has 72 block capacity. It's designed for pharmaceutical companies, biobanks, and big pathology departments. The TMA Master is a small footprint machine which is designed for smaller research laboratories. Our fully automated tissue microarrayers can make automatically all the important processes, such as the drilling, punching, and sample insertion. In the end, the user will get a high density and high quality TMA. You can control both of our machines with the TMA Control software. If a TMA Master is connected to the control computer, the TMA Control software will load the TMA Master specific components, or it starts in TMA Master mode. If a TMA Grandmaster is connected to the computer, the TMA Control software will start in TMA Grandmaster mode. As you can see on these screenshots, there are some differences on the graphical user interface between the two modes. This is because the two machines, the two hardwares are different in size and in operation. But as you probably already noticed, there are some common components too in this software. The important thing about the common components and about the common features is that if one common feature is updated, that will be available instantly for both our TMA Grandmaster and our TMA Master users too. Let's see some of these common features. Both systems is able to search automatically for digital slides both in case center and in local hard drive. The users can set the code insertion and punching depth. With both systems, there is an option to create clone blocks, which means that the users can create almost identical TMA blocks. Both systems have the so-called PCR feature or PCR option. This means that the user can extract some tissue cores for later molecular analysis. Both systems have project or session-based operation. This means that every TMA data is saved to a database, and the user can stop the TMA project and can load back this project later and can continue the TMA project. Moreover, In the unlikely event of power shortage, there is no problem because the system can recover from the database and can continue the TMA project from the moment where it was interrupted. In both systems, the users can import clinical data to the TMA database. This clinical data will be automatically merged with the TMA data during the export process through the donor block IDs. Our TMA systems are able to export the TMA data in Excel file format. There are some new common features for our TMA products. One of our great new features is the automated digital slide overlay. This means that after finding or selecting the digital slide, the system is able to automatically overlay it with the donor block image. Of course, there are manual controls too, so if the user needs, can manually refine the automatic overlay. We also introduced a nice image editor is available for both systems. The image editor is extremely useful if you have white or pale yellow colored tissues. These tissues are hard to see on the donor block image. With the image editor, you can set contrast, brightness, and gamma, and you can make these tissues visible. Let's see now the main features of our TMA Grandmaster tissue microarrayer. As I said earlier, the TMA Grandmaster is a high-throughput tissue microarrayer. You can put up to 60 donor and 12 recipient blocks in this machine. The machine has separate cameras for label and block view. Because of this, the image taking is really fast. The machine can measure automatically the donor block height, so can produce extremely precise and high quality TMA. In this machine, the puncher and driller unit is controlled separately, which means that the two units can work parallelly. This makes the TMA Grandmasters the most quick, actually the fastest tissue microarrayer right now. Our TMA Grandmaster users can enjoy some new features. Recently, we introduced a random recipient block uploading direction, which is really useful for blind studies. We also made possible a much easier donor ID input. Now the users, if import clinical data with donor block IDs, the donor block IDs from the imported files will be available from a drop-down list, just like here. So the user doesn't need to type the donor block ID. The user just needs to select the proper donor block ID from the drop-down list. Let's see now the main features of our TMA Master tissue microarrayer. The TMA Master is a smaller device. It has 5 block capacity. The user has the liberty to decide if would like to use one block for recipient block and the other slots for the donor block. Or the user can choose to use 4 slots for recipient block and 1 slot for donor block, or any other combination between these two. The big advantage of TMA Master is that it's a small footprint benchtop machine which fits really well in every research laboratory. Our TMA Master users also can enjoy some new and really helpful features. For example, now is available a more precise PCR insertion with optional cleaning. We have new, improved, more secure session handling and a better export file creation. Now the links to donor block images and the color of the TMA markers are displayed in the exported XOR file. In the end of my presentation, I would like to show you quickly the TMA workflow with our tissue microarrayers. The first step is to design your TMA layout. The TMA Control software in TMA Master and in TMA Grandmaster Mode 2 offers our users a full-featured layout editor. In this layout editor, you can specify the number of columns and the number of rows. You can specify the gap between the cores. You can specify the block size if needed. You can specify the alignment, and our TMA Grandmaster users can select from 9 different filling directions as an extra feature. After designing your TMA layout, you can proceed to core selection. Our tissue microarrayers can take images of the donor blocks. You can easily move your mouse over the donor block and you can select some areas for extraction. If the precision is paramount, you can use our automated slide overlay and you can overlay a previously marked hematoxylin eosine slide image with our donor block image. After the successful core selection, you just need to click Start and the machine will do the rest. At the end of the TMA project, you can click to the Export button and you can export the TMA data. If you forget to export the TMA data after finishing your project, there is no problem because everything is saved to the TMA database. So you can load a TMA project later and you can do the export process later if needed. Our TMA control software produces an Excel export file. In this export file, you can see in the first column the recipient block ID. In the second column, you can find the unique TMA simple ID, which is basically the number of the spots on the given TMA block. In the third column, you can find the donor block IDs, and finally, on the last column, you can click on the image links, which opens the donor block images, which are saved after the coding process. The TMA export file has some extra sheets with TMA maps. In this picture, you can see a TMA map with the donor block IDs. Finally, I would like to speak a little about our PCR function. The PCR functionality is a unique feature of our tissue microarrayers. There are no other fully automated tissue microarrayer with PCR function on the market at this time. If you are using this feature, you can simply tell the software to insert the tissue core into a PCR tube instead of the recipient block. This tissue core could be used for DNA or RNA extraction, and using this extracted DNA, you can make several molecular biology tests and applications such as PCR or gene sequencing. I would like to thank you for your kind attention. I hope that you enjoyed this webinar. If you are interested in our TMA products, please visit our YouTube channel and watch our tissue microarrayers in action. In our YouTube channel, you can find detailed tutorial videos for our TMA Grandmaster and for our TMA Master system. In our website, you can find peer-reviewed scientific publications. So please visit our website and find out some other application fields for our tissue microarrayers. If you have any question, you can ask me now. Please type your question in the chat window. If you have microphone, we try to enable your microphone and you can ask orally me. Or if you would like, you can write me later anytime. My email address is displayed at the bottom of this slide. Thank you very much again for your kind attention. Goodbye.